The night was still. Only the wind moved, brushing through cornfields that stretched for miles under a blood moon sky. It was the kind of silence that feels alive, waiting for something to happen. A few days ago, the world celebrated Halloween, a night of masks, laughter, and make-believe fear. But for one family in Ottawa County, Ohio, Halloween wasn't a night of fun. It was the night their story ended. Inside their farmhouse, a family slept soundly. Pumpkins still glowed faintly on the porch, and by sunrise, their home would fall silent forever. Halloween was over. The streets were empty. Trick-or-treaters asleep, candy bowls half full. For the Liske family, it was a rare moment of peace, together again under one roof. A father, his wife, her sons, and one visitor, someone who didn't belong there anymore. William Bill Liske was known as the kind of man who fixed things. If something broke, he found a way to make it right. That included people, especially his son, William Jr., known as BJ. Bill lived with his wife, Susan, and her two sons, Derek and Devin, from a previous marriage. They were a quiet, blended family who found comfort in small-town life. Sunday church, backyard barbecues, family photos taped to the fridge. But behind those smiles, tension simmered, the kind no one talked about. Because when BJ's name came up in conversation, everyone's tone changed. BJ had been fighting his mind for years. Diagnosed with schizophrenia, his reality often fractured. He heard things no one else could hear. He saw things no one else could see. Once, during a manic episode, he attacked Susan, his stepmother, forcing the family to file charges. He was hospitalized repeatedly, medicated, and later released into supervised care. But in 2010, something changed. BJ seemed calmer. He smiled more, went to church, spent time with his father again. It looked like recovery, and Bill, ever hopeful, believed his son was healing. So, on that Halloween weekend back in 2010, Bill invited BJ home. He wanted his son to feel included, to belong again. He couldn't have known he was inviting darkness inside. The evening was peaceful. The family shared dinner, watched a movie, and drifted to sleep. Outside, the wind howled through the fields. Inside, the ticking clock marked each second closer to horror. Sometime before dawn, BJ got up. He moved through the house, step by step, like a shadow he couldn't escape. He carried a .22 caliber rifle, his father's. He entered Bill's room first, then Susan's, then Derek's. By morning, the home was silent again, but for all the wrong reasons. 3 family members were dead. No forced entry, no signs of struggle, only trust shattered in the quiet of night. The next morning, Derek's girlfriend stopped by. She knocked, no answer. When she stepped inside, the air was thick, the metallic tang of blood, unmistakable. She called their names, her voice echoed through the house, unanswered. And then, she saw them. Her screams pierced the quiet farmland, summoning neighbors, then police. Within minutes, officers discovered what she already knew. Something unspeakable had happened. But the front door was unlocked. The killer hadn't broken in. He'd been welcomed. Detectives quickly realized BJ was missing, and so was his father's truck. By afternoon, a manhunt began across Ohio. He was found the next day at a friend's cabin, 200 kilometers away. When police arrived, BJ was calm, too calm. They asked where he'd been. He simply said nowhere important. Inside the truck, blood. On his clothes, DNA. In his eyes, emptiness. In the interrogation room, BJ sat perfectly still. He didn't ask for a lawyer, didn't cry, didn't blink. When detectives asked why, he whispered, "They didn't deserve it, but I couldn't stop it." He spoke about shadows, about voices telling him that his family wasn't real anymore, that something evil had taken their place. His delusions had convinced him he was saving them from a world that only he could see. Doctors confirmed his illness, but the question that haunted everyone was deeper. If he was so sick, why was he allowed to go home? BJ was charged with 3 counts of aggravated murder. To avoid the death penalty, he pled guilty. In the courtroom, his relatives wept. The only sound came from Susan's father, who asked one question through tears. Why, BJ? Why them? BJ never answered. He just stared forward, empty, hollow, lost inside his own mind. The judge sentenced him to life in prison without parole.
New details now on the man accused of murdering 3 family members. He faced a judge this morning in Ottawa County Common Pleas Court. William Liske is charged with 6 counts of aggravated murder. Liske will be evaluated within the next 30 days to see if he's competent to stand trial. The 24-year-old's accused of murdering his father, William Liske, his stepmother, Susan, and her son, Derek. All 3 were found dead in their Jerusalem Road home on Halloween. If Liske is found guilty on all the charges, he could face the death penalty. He's behind bars right now on $3 million bond.
He didn't flinch, maybe because, in his mind, he was already gone. The farmhouse was demolished. Locals said it never felt right after that. Animals wouldn't go near it. Windows kept cracking without reason. Today, it's just a flat stretch of land, silent under the Ohio sky. But on some nights, when the wind picks up, people swear they hear a door creak open or a voice calling softly from the dark. Maybe it's just the wind, or maybe some families never really leave. It was meant to be a weekend of forgiveness, a father trying to save his son. Instead, it became one of Ohio's darkest nightmares, a story of love, madness, and the thin line between them. Because sometimes the monsters we fear most aren't outside our homes. They're already sitting at the dinner table. Real crimes, real horror. Every shadow hides a story. Subscribe if you dare.